Your soundbar is probably not the problem. Your setup is. That is the honest truth that most people never hear, and it is the reason so many perfectly capable soundbars, including some genuinely premium ones, end up sounding flat, muddy, or disappointing in real living rooms. Today we are going through 7 specific mistakes that ruin soundbar audio, and more importantly, exactly how to fix every single one of them fast. Before we get into it, drop a comment below telling me which of these mistakes you think might be affecting your setup right now. I read every comment. And if practical audio content like this helps you, hit subscribe and leave a like. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Mistake 1. Bad placement. Let us start with the most common and most damaging mistake of all, placing the soundbar in the wrong position. A soundbar placed inside a TV cabinet, blocked by the front edge of a TV stand, or pushed flat against the wall with no breathing room is a soundbar that cannot do its job properly. Dialogue sounds muffled, surround effects collapse, and Dolby Atmos height processing, which depends on sound reflecting cleanly off the ceiling, simply cannot work when the upward firing drivers have no open space above them. The fix is straightforward. Place the soundbar directly under the television with the front driver face fully exposed and unobstructed. If your bar has upward firing drivers for Atmos, like the Samsung HWQ990F, the Sonos ARC Ultra, or the Sony Bravia Theater Bar 9, make sure there is genuinely open space above the unit for those height reflections to travel correctly. If your soundbar has a built-in room correction or calibration feature, run it after you have finalized placement. Placement first, calibration second, always in that order. Mistake 2. Wrong channel balance. This is a mistake that nobody talks about enough. Most people unbox a soundbar, plug it in, and never touch the individual channel level settings at all. The result is a system where the center channel is either too dominant or too quiet, the rear speakers are overpowering the front, or the height channels are so loud they make every piece of content sound like a rain shower is happening overhead. The fix is to sit in your actual main listening position, the seat you use every night, and adjust the center, surround, bass, and height levels one at a time while something familiar is playing. Voices should sound natural and anchored to the screen. Surround effects should enhance the experience without pulling your attention away from the picture. Sonos offers excellent app-based tuning for its systems, including the Sonos ARC Ultra and the Sonos Beam Gen 2. That makes this process easier and more precise than navigating a TV remote menu. If you ever rearrange furniture in the room, run calibration again, because the room changed and the settings should reflect that. Mistake 3. Using optical instead of HDMI ARC. If your soundbar and your television both support HDMI ARC and you are still using an optical cable, you are leaving significant audio quality on the table and you may not even realize it. Optical cables have real bandwidth limitations that prevent them from passing full Dolby Atmos and other high-quality audio formats. What arrives at the soundbar through optical is often a downgraded version of the audio the source actually produced. HDMI ARC, which stands for Enhanced Audio Return Channel, carries the full uncompressed audio signal from the TV back to the soundbar without the format restrictions that optical imposes. The Samsung HWQ990F, the Sonos ARC Ultra, the Sony Bravia Theater Bar 9, and the LG-SC9S all support eARC, and all of them sound noticeably better through an eARC connection than through optical. Check your TV for the HDMI port labeled ARC or eARC. Connect the soundbar there with a quality HDMI cable. And if you experience any lip sync issues afterward, use your TV's audio delay setting to correct it. That single cable swap can be one of the most impactful changes you make to your entire audio setup. Mistake 4. Assuming all Dolby Atmos is the same. This is an important point that most soundbar owners never learn. When your TV or soundbar displays the Dolby Atmos logo, it does not tell you the quality of the Atmos signal you are actually receiving. Dolby Atmos can be delivered in 2 very different ways. As compressed Dolby Digital Plus, which is what most streaming services like Netflix and Disney Plus use, or as full uncompressed Dolby True HD, which is what you get from a physical Blu-ray disc through the right connection chain. The compressed version sounds good. The uncompressed version sounds substantially better, more detailed, more spacious, and more dynamic. If you are watching a streaming service and assuming you are hearing the best possible Atmos quality, you are probably not. A premium system like the Samsung HWQ990D or the Sony HTA7000 is capable of decoding full True HD Atmos from a Blu-ray source, but only if the connection allows it. The takeaway is simple. Do not assume the Atmos badge means maximum quality automatically. The source and the connection determine what you actually hear. Mistake 5. Wrong gaming and video pass-through setup. This one specifically affects anyone using a game console or gaming computer with their soundbar. Many soundbars, even premium ones, have limitations when passing advanced gaming signals through their HDMI inputs. Features like 4K resolution at 120 frames per second and variable refresh rate can be stripped or downgraded depending on the soundbar's HDMI hardware. The cleanest fix is to connect your console directly to the television, where the full gaming signal is preserved without any intermediate hardware getting in the way, and then send audio from the TV back to the soundbar through eARC. This keeps the picture at its maximum quality while still giving the soundbar everything it needs to produce great audio. The Sony HTA7000 is one example of a soundbar with 4K at 120 frames per second pass-through support, though variable refresh rate is not included. For the cleanest gaming audio and picture setup, direct console to TV with audio return through eARC is almost always the most reliable path, regardless of which soundbar you own. Mistake 6. Never changing the sound mode for music. A soundbar tuned for movies and surround content is not automatically suited for music playback, and most people never experiment with sound modes enough to find which setting actually works best for their listening habits. The default movie or surround mode on most soundbars applies processing designed to expand and widen a multi-channel audio mix. When you play a stereo music track through that same mode, the result can sound unnatural, artificial, and sometimes worse than the TV speakers it replaced. The Bose Smart Ultra soundbar, the Sonos ARC Ultra, the JBL Bar 1300X, and the Sennheiser Ambio series all offer multiple listening modes: stereo, standard, music, surround up mix, and each one sounds meaningfully different depending on the content. The fix is simple but takes 5 minutes. Play 3 or 4 songs you know well and cycle through every available sound mode on your soundbar. You will likely discover that one mode sounds significantly more natural and enjoyable for music than whatever default the bar shipped with. Find it and switch to it consciously when you shift from watching TV to playing music. Mistake 7. Poor subwoofer placement. The last mistake is one of the easiest to fix and one of the easiest to ignore. If your wireless subwoofer is pushed into a corner, hidden behind a sofa, or placed on the opposite side of the room from the soundbar, the bass you hear in your listening seat is almost certainly not the bass the system is capable of producing. Corner placement amplifies bass frequencies significantly, which sounds impressive standing next to the subwoofer, but often produces a boomy, one-note, and uncontrolled low end when you are sitting on the couch where it actually matters. The right approach is to test subwoofer placement by listening from your couch rather than standing next to the unit. Move the subwoofer incrementally. Even small changes of 30 to 50 centimeters can produce noticeable differences in how well the bass integrates with the rest of the sound. Systems like the Samsung HWQ990F, the Samsung HWQ990D, the LG SC9S, and the Polk Audio Signa S4 all perform significantly better when the subwoofer is in the right position for the specific room rather than wherever it was most convenient to place on setup day. Fix these first before spending more money. Before you spend another $1 on a new soundbar, work through this list: placement, channel balance, HDMI eARC, understanding your Atmos source quality, gaming connection routing, sound mode experimentation, and subwoofer positioning are 7 changes that cost nothing and can make a system that sounds average feel like a completely different and dramatically better product. the soundbar you already own is very likely capable of more than you are currently hearing from it. Fix the setup and it will prove that to you. That is all 7 mistakes and the fast fix for each one. Drop a comment below telling me which fix made the biggest difference in your setup. I genuinely want to know. Hit like if this video helped you, subscribe so you do not miss the next one, and I will see you in the next video.